Hey guys, hello, hello. Apologize for the delay. Had a really bad accident that was preventing us from getting up our hill to our location here. So definitely put us behind just a little bit tonight, but hang in there with us. We're getting things all good and ready to go. We're gonna let that viewership build up here. If you're just joining us, go ahead and scan that QR code there on your screen. That'll give you a chance to win a $100 X-Tool gift card. I do appreciate your guys' patience. I am sorry that we are about 15 minutes behind. Unfortunately, there was a pretty bad accident that was preventing us from getting up to our location where we are right now. And I really do truthfully hope that those people are a-okay. But give that a moment to build up that viewership just a little bit. Hello, everybody. Ooh, Brazil. Wow, that's a good one there. Nice. If you guys want to let us know where everybody is from, I see Brazil. Hello, good evening, good evening. I hope everybody's Sunday was good. Again, if you're just joining us, do greatly appreciate you guys joining us here and working with me through a delay that we had due to a bad accident that was preventing us from getting back here to where we needed to be. But I'll let that viewership build up here, and then we are going to get into the fun stuff. Okay. Hello, hello. All right. Out of everybody that is here with us right now, how many of you have a F2 Ultra UV, or how many of you are interested in the F2 Ultra UV? Let us know in the comments. Why not workshop? Hello from New Zealand, but currently in PA. Wow, yeah, you're close. I'm over in Pittsburgh. Where are you at there, bud? Let me know. I'm curious now. Hello, hello again, everybody. If you guys are just joining, go ahead and scan that QR code. That'll give you a opportunity to be able to win a $100 X-Tool gift card as part of tonight's live stream. There will be 3 of you that will get that. Coachella, California, awesome. Awesome. All right, any of you guys that are joining us that have interest in the UV, let us know. And let us know what you are looking to try and learn from this live here this evening. Sorry, guys, just tapping my phone in here so we can utilize its camera. Hello from Ohio. Yep, yeah, that's pretty close. We're over in Pittsburgh. If you do follow any of the NHL hockey at this point, we are not rooting for the Flyers over here. We're rooting for the Hurricanes. I'll watch my viewership drop off from that, though. All right. Again, if you guys are just joining us, go to smack that QR code on the screen there real quick. Go ahead and get your entries in there. It's going to be for a $100 gift card, 3 of you. Can you do cigars or any kind of food? Darian, if I'm saying that right, it is a cold processing capable machine. I can't say 100% if you can do that in terms of the cigars without causing some flammability issues, but I feel like with the proper material testing, you probably could. You probably could. So, okay, let's get started here. We are gonna go with cool. All right, tapping in my phone here, so we have camera to play with. So, all right, on the UV here, guys. So, gonna start kind of diving into this here. Tonight's focus is going to be more on the um, subsurface engraving, so like the inner glass cubes. So we're talking about devices and things that essentially would look like. Let's see if I could. This one here look like. Scan QR code. I'm on my phone. Russ, just take a screenshot. You can get your camera to emulate that for you without issue. You guys bear with me for one moment here. Okay, let me run through the comments here real quick. So let's see here. Hey, hello. Interested in one? Awesome. Waiting for mine to arrive. Yep, Luca, that's great. They're fantastic machines. Let's see. Birmingham, Alabama. Yep. Nice. Austin, Texas. So order the bundles, watching for the printer and the laser. You might see it at some point. Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Yeah, familiar with 3D printing, but new to laser, hoping to hit the ground running with a great machine. Luca, it is absolutely fantastic. I do love this machine. Let's see, UV is the next laser I really want. Yep, great. Hello, Michelle. How are you? Okay. All right, guys. We are going to. I think we're just going to rely on the MacBook tonight here. A little bit behind on getting back here. Again, if you're just joining us, we did have a little bit of a bad wreck on our hill coming up here. That kind of warranted us to have some delays, but do appreciate you guys sticking with us through it. We are going to. This is tapped in here perfect now, so I can get on studio. All right, so tonight's focus, we are going to focus on subsurface engraving, so that inner glass. Very specifically, going to be looking at how we set that up in studio, how we're going to process one on the actual machine, stuff like that. So go ahead, I'm going to take this QR code away here for just a little bit. And just real quick for everybody, just so that you are wholly aware too. Tonight we do have a couple of stackable discount codes that you can use stacking with the Mother's Day sale that is out there. The Mother's Day sale is actually a very, very, very good sale currently going on. So a couple stackable codes that you can put with that. From the US site, you're just going to use Richard50. That'll take $50 off of your purchase. And then for our friends to the north up in Canada, you're going to use Richard70, and that'll take $70 off of your purchase. Those are stackable. So take note of those, write them down, take a screenshot. I'll show this a couple times here throughout the stream tonight. Take note of those. So, all right, that's we'll take that down here for the moment. We will definitely show those a little bit later, as I had stated. So I'm gonna take our stream away here for the moment. So what we're going to do. I am going to kind of walk you through a couple things in studio here. What we are going to essentially do to set this up for subsurface engraving. So again, that is tonight's focus. As far as some of the different things that we can do here with the subsurface engraving, a lot of them are going to be like the inner cubes. There are some people that like to focus on some of like the different shapes and sizes, things that you can actually do on there within the working area that we actually have. So let me grab a picture here. So again, this is for Mother's Day. So a picture that I'm planning on using is going to be my wife and my daughter. See here. Let me grab one. Yeah, definitely drop anything into the comments there, guys. Any questions or anything like that, we'd be more than happy to answer those for you here while I'm just scouring to grab a nice, beautiful picture here, real quick, that we can use for tonight's engraving. I did see a comment that was tossed in there earlier about filters and the Wonder Press. I do not have any of that pricing on any of that stuff at this time. I would probably defer you to taking a peek at the Kickstarter listing that is out there right now, and or follow Xtool's website for any additional information on that. So, take a peek here. So many pictures to choose from here that I don't want to necessarily burn a whole cube on. Let us know in the comments there, though, if you have Xtool machines. What are they? What do you have? And what is your desire for your next machine? So let us know in the comments what you have. Like to kind of see what everybody's working with, what their favorite thing is about that machine, and or what is your next one that you were looking for or looking towards. Alberta. I got another one from Canada. Awesome. Darren with an F2 Ultra. Awesome. Steve with an F2 UV. Fantastic. Have P3, F2, F2 UV. Love them all for different reasons. Can't wait to add the UV printer to lineup. Yep, I'm right there with you. I can't wait either. P2S in Alaska. Alaska, wow. That's a far one. F2 Ultra UV bundle. Awesome. Ohio. F1, F2, P2S. Looking to get a UV and a fiber next. Jennifer, that's great. 80% of my tumblers with the FIU. Wow. You know, I haven't really tried the tumblers on the F2 UV. Definitely not tonight's focus, but probably should try that here at some point. I rook out with a P3. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay. Sweet. So we got our picture we're going to work with tonight. All right. All right, guys, going to go ahead and we're going to share our screen here. We're going to take a good look at Studio. We're going to work through the process. I'm going to pop those comments away here temporarily while we are doing this. And give you guys one more shot at this before we really do get going here. Smack that QR code there real quick for a chance to win a $100 Xtool gift card. There's 3 of them that are out there. 140 for our friends to the north up in Canada. Again, that's all due to exchange rates and stuff like that. But, yep, take advantage of that. And then the last one that we will look at here before we really get going is going to be the Stackable coupon codes. Against these are Stackable with the Mother's Day deals that are out there. The Mother's Day sale is a fantastic sale. Some of the lowest prices that you'll see on some of the Xtool equipment for quite some time there. 50 off. Richard 50 will get you 50 off on the US site, and Richard 70 will get you 70 off on the Canadian site. So grab your screen cap of that. And let's go ahead and we're going to get rolling here. Okie dokie. So let's talk about this. We're going to be looking at Xtool Studio. Okay. So we are connected to our UV, and we are pretty much ready to rock and roll. Currently at the moment, my AP2 is showing offline. That is not a issue. That is on purpose because I am in a different location at the moment. So I actually am going to be manually working with my AP2 Max for this. For those of you that may ask, is the AP2 necessary with the UV? To answer your question in the short of it, yes. It acts as especially for if you're going to be just focusing on subsurface engraving and stuff like that. Definitely acts as a temperature balancer for the actual engraving chamber, just to kind of keep that lens relatively cool. And then, of course, if you do get into any other materials or any other processing types, so on and so forth, you could definitely emit harmful fumes and stuff. So yes, the AP2 is definitely more than necessary with this machine. Lakita, to answer your question, yes, you will be able to watch this later. So, alrighty, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to change our material here, since we're going to be working with the K9 inner carved glass here. So again, this is reference settings that's built right into Studio here. So we're just going to hit apply on that. Okay. And I think, there we go. I can see myself now. All right, cool. All right, and then we're going to change our mode here to inner engraving. So this is going to kind of set us up to where we need to be to do what we want to do here. So this is going to tell us we want to make sure that our riser is on the machine, which it currently is. And then we're going to proceed to the next step. And it's going to ask us what our material dimensions are that we are working with. So tonight we are working with a 50 by 50 by 80 cube. So we're going to go ahead and we're just going to change that in there. Again, you can set this if you're working with cubes, spheres, cylinders, stuff like that. If any of the materials that you're working with has a different refractive index, you can change that there also. Once that's set, we're going to hit next. And that'll actually tell us that we want to make sure that on our base that we want to set our slide here to a value of 35. That'll essentially help with the centering of your material on the actual dot. So we're going to use that with the positioning piece. And then we're going to go to import canvas. Okay. So that's essentially going to bring us to this point here. So basically, you can kind of move around, look at what your block's going to look like on the actual riser base that's in the machine, so on and so forth. You can set your actual views down here as you choose for what you're working with. Okay. Clint will bring that QR code back here in just a little while. So, all right. Now, next thing we're going to do is we're actually going to we're going to import what we're going to be working with here. So, actually going to use this picture of myself and my wife. And what I tell everybody is that when you're importing these things for 3D engraving, we want to do keep size at first, because it's going to maintain your full DPI and picture quality, and then we can bring it down. So I am, sorry, wrong button, guys. Okay. So I have it set right now to where we're just going to be kind of working at roughly a 2-inch height per se. Now, of course, in this we do have some dead space that we can crop out. So within Studio, we can come in here to crop on our image. And if you don't have any transparent pixels whatsoever, you can actually just hit save, and it will kind of auto snap as tight as it possibly can be. So we can go ahead and kind of set this back where we want it to be size-wise per se. Next thing that I like to do is we do have this nice, beautiful function built in right here called 3D Photos. This is going to be what will actually help you with generating your point clouds. So we can either have auto adjust turned on or off. If you want it to auto adjust your picture for you, you can dictate the strengths that you want your auto adjustments to be done in, depending on how dark, how light, stuff like that. So I always like to kind of hover right around like the 60 mark or so. I try to prepare most of my images. That way, when I pull them into Studio, they're kind of already in that, black and white and edited where I want to be, so on and so forth. But I'm just working with this one the way that I have it right now. And I like to actually set my point spacing at 0.06. Program reference is 0.03. I found for my machine specifically 0.06 works best for me in terms of engraving quality. But you go with whatever was going to work good for your machine. Whenever we are set and done, we just hit generate, and this will take just a couple seconds to do this. Joseph, absolutely no problem. DDTCTSV is the grid gray on the UV, or is that a setting? We were just in the flat surface canvas, so we're over on the inner now. Ever After Studio, don't worry, we started 15 minutes late. Unfortunately, we had a pretty bad accident here trying to get up our hill, so we didn't have that opportunity to start on time. Set us back a little while. So, all right, have our point cloud pretty much generated here. We're going to hit apply, and it's going to bring it into our canvas. Now, you do have the ability to, kind of set your positioning, stuff like that. One key thing we have to do is we do have to rotate this. So, on our, oop, I guess we need to actually make sure we're looking at this the right way, guys. Sorry. What is going on here? This one has me all messed up. Sorry guys, hang on, my screen share. I'm looking at it backwards on the one screen here real quick, so bear with me here for just a second here. Let me get this fixed. I want to make sure. Sorry. That's okay. You can make fun of me in the comments. I will allow it. There we go. That's a little bit better. Okay, let me share this back to you guys. Come on. Sorry guys, 1 second here. Okay, let me know if you guys can see my studio. We got it back in the right position now so we can see again. Okay. All right, looks like we are good there. So again, working on that K9 carved glass. So here we are processed, we are in. If you need to make any size changes, you can up here. I always recommend to everybody to make sure that your photos are sized where you want them to be before you generate that actual point cloud, because if not, it can actually take away from that processing quality. So we want to make sure that we are set where we actually want to be size wise. You could change your positioning and stuff inside of the cube, no problem. That stuff is all fine, but you just kind of want to make sure that your cloud is where you want it to be. Now, a couple different things that you can do is if you wanted to, say you wanted to add in text or something like that, we can do that. So, if I wanted to make this say, there we go. So we want to say, Mother's Day 2026. Of course, we can resize this however we want it to actually be. You can change your fonts, stuff like that. Let's say we want to set this one as let's go with brush script just because. Maybe. That did not do what I wanted it to do. just keep it as dancing script just because. All right, so right now it is kind of sitting in a odd spot, right? So let's say that we want to, rotate this here by 90 degrees. So we're going to essentially bring that to, being able to kind of be at the face of the cube there. And then we can actually take, and if we want to, say that we want to, center on the material or center on the processing area, whatever we want to do, we can do that. We need to take our size down just a little bit. That way we're fitting within the confines of the actual cube that we're working on here. So we're going to go with 1.7. Okay. Now it is currently showing at the center of the cube there. It doesn't have to be there. We can put it wherever we want it to actually be. We can actually angle things back too. So we're going to move this around. Let's say, just like that, right? And then if you really want to, you can actually add a little bit of depth to this. So we could even take and just move this out to, and we're going to break our hyperlink here. That way it's not going to tweak our size too much. But we can actually take, and like, let's say we wanted to do like an 1/8 inch. We can actually make it that thick if we wanted it to be, but obviously we can go, whatever size. We're going to go with 0.05. There we go. So it gives that text some nice definition. And even if you wanted to kind of kick it back on an angle a little bit, you actually could. So if we wanted to, rotate it back, let's say -10 degrees, we could. And then even kind of give it us a little bit of definition in the actual cube, which is real nice. So, you do have those, abilities to do those things. Hello, Carrie. How are you? So whenever we are working with the K9 intercarved glass out of Xtool, I really recommend just using the reference settings that they have built into the actual program here. Letting it process as such. These settings actually work really good. So we are all set here. So let's say we are ready to rock and roll and we want to send it over to the machine. Come over here. We hit process. This will give us an idea of what our processing time is going to be. This is all dictated upon the size that you're working with. What all's going in there, your point cloud spacing, stuff like that. Your spacing, if your number is a little bit lower and you're a little more dense, that'll actually raise this number quite a bit here. But we're going to go ahead and we will let this one sent to the machine as it's doing right now. Okay, and I'm going to temporarily let go of my screen share that is here. Like I said, I'm going to reposition with my laptop here just due to everything that is going on today. And we're going to take our op spot over there. And just so you guys know, I mean, this is kind of, what we're looking at with, like an actual like finished cube. Of course, this is on a LED light base here. You can have them change colors. It could be solid color bases. You just not use it, or not use any bases whatsoever. But this is kind of what those point clouds look like when they do engrave in. So you guys just a little bit closer so you guys can see this. Open this up here and grab one of our cubes. And get situated. Whenever you guys are setting these cubes inside the actual machine, you don't want to touch any of the top or bottom faces of them, as you got to think that's kind of where that beam is actually hitting off of. So I'm going to set this right on here. Our positioning piece is already set at 35. So we're just going to kind of get that locked in with where we need to be. As such. I'm going to drop this guy down. And resend that file real quick. Let's see if I can fix that background for you guys. It does look like it was just a little bit blurry. So let me do that here for you 1 second. Do a quick peek at the chat here real quick. All right, guys, before I actually do get going on this, though, we'll give you guys an opportunity here real quick while I'm getting rid of the camera blur to scan that QR code if you want to enter to win the $100 gift card that Xtool has. There's 3 of them from the stream alone. So definitely utilize that opportunity. I show the background much clearer there. And then also, too, here is the stackable discount codes for the Mother's Day sale that's currently going on. So, the current sales that are going on are actually really good sales right now. But these are going to be your stackable codes. So Richard 50 will take 50 off of your order. Richard 70 will take 70 off for our friends to the north up in Canada. So, again, screen cap those, write them down, that away. And we are going to go ahead and I will flip this around. This one right here. And let's see if we can fix that camera positioning. There you go. That way it doesn't look like it's backwards. And we are going to go ahead and hit go. Let it do its thing. One second, guys. Quick reset here because I like to leave my protection caps in. Make sure you pull your cap out. It's a rookie mistake. We're going to have to start that one back over. It's been a day. Okay, we'll try this again. Here we go. And we are now currently engraving. So we learned today, if you are like me and you like to cap your machine when you're not using it, pull your cap out. Otherwise, you're not going to get nowhere. So while that is engraving, if you guys want to shoot any questions, comments, or anything in there, we're going to let that comment feed run. Kick on my amazing AP2 Max here just to provide that temperature balancing in that chamber. Again, you do not need the AP2 Max with this machine at all. I'm just in a slightly different location from where this machine normally is, so I'm just utilizing it right now for the moment. Rail against the norm. Yep, happens to the best of us. Been a long last couple of weeks, but I do appreciate being able to spend time with you guys. Can you run it twice to make it darker? No. Because essentially you're going to kind of, as the dots are engraving in there, the head is actually moving up, per se. So if you were to actually bring that back down and start trying to, hit those points again, you may cross over other points that are in there. Cause it to deflect, stuff like that, and or ruin your actual engraving. A lot of that is going to be in image prep and how you set things up. I was trying out my S1 and I engraved with the metal and I couldn't get it to work, so I put it back to my F1. Works just fine. 21 S1, 21 F1. So, little bit of a different laser technology there. Plus, you're on a gantry on your S1 as opposed to essentially your dot on your F1. You just have to kind of find what works best for you with your machine and the material that you're actually working on. I only have a phone. Can I download Studio on my phone? Negative. Creative Space was available for some machines from a mobile standpoint. Studio does not have that ability, just because it's very much far advanced compared to the prior program that's out there. But these machines, they really do run best whenever they are tethered with a PC or a Mac of some sort. Can you add to your engraving once it's done, for example, a name? Shelly, I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I don't know if I would recommend that, just because if there is any crossover in that dot, it could ruin the engraving. However, I digress. I think if you do set up appropriately to where you wouldn't even be anywhere near the prior engraving field that's on there, is probably a possibility of it. I think that would just kind of be a trial and error thing for you. I don't know that I would necessarily recommend it. Jennifer, it really depends on all the density and what you have going on there. I've had some that could take upwards of an hour. This one here particularly was reading about 17 minutes, but that's also because I have my dot spacing set, a little on the higher side. If I went a little bit lower, it would probably embed the image probably just a little bit kind of deeper per se, to where it would kind of have more of that kind of frosted look in there. I just have it spaced out for all intents and purposes of the live stream tonight, but like a lot of what you would be looking for in there, you're kind of like a really nice complete piece here. This is dot spaced at, I believe, 0.03. This here, I believe, was 45 minutes. Some nice 3D relief. This one here specifically probably was closer to about an hour, just because of some of the spot densities that we have in there. I know it's a little hard to tell from a PC camera, but it's a little bit better right there. And you got to think though too, these are timeless memories that you're essentially engraving. They're never going to go away unless you break the glass. Andy, to answer your question, no, you cannot do this with a diode laser. It is not possible. You do need the UV with the inner engraving lens. Davita Orlean, does the glass material have to be bought by X-Tool? The short answer is that X-Tool does have their selected recommended materials. The long answer is no. And that is because as long as the glass is legitimate canine crystal, it can pass a UV light filtering test. It will engrave on this machine. However, there is lots and lots and lots of bad glass that is out there. And I'm sure that some people that may be in this chat right now can attest to that. Beadsman, this one was in there set for 17 minutes and 21 seconds. Zobo Custom is correct. Surface, you can do any glass. For surface, the inner needs to be the K9. As while that is engraving in there, there is your QR code again that you could scan to enter to win a $100 X-Tool gift card. There are 3 winners. $140 for our friends to the north up in Canada. Lakita, yes, you will be able to watch this again. Davida Darlene Johnston, can you do 3D wood engraving with the UV? You can do the 3D embossments, just on wood it will take longer, as opposed to like the F2 Ultra dual with the MOPA and the diode in it. It will take a little bit longer, but yes, it is possible. There are some really beautiful 3D release depth maps that have been done by one of my squad counterparts. His name is Alan. Lots and lots of information you can find on YouTube from him in terms of that. It is possible. I have not done it myself, but it is very much possible. All right, we're going to change our graphic over here. These are your stackable discount codes that you can use right now in combination with the Mother's Day sale that is currently going on. The Mother's Day sale, these are some of the best prices that we've seen from X-Tool in quite some time here. Again, so you can stack these with those with your machines. So on the US site, if you use Richard50, that'll give you an additional $50 off. And on the Canadian site, Richard70 will give you $70 off. Again, that is stackable with the current Mother's Day sale that is out there, and these are only good until May 6th. So 5/6, that is it. They're gone at that point, so take note. Yes, the Canon rectangle glass is just currently one size on Expo's website right now. It's 50 by 50 by 80. The lasers that are in this is a 5-watt, 355 nanometer UV laser. You do get two different lenses with it, so you do have the subsurface inner engraving like we're doing right now, and then you do also get the surface processing as well. It is UV only, yes. What other questions do we have out there? What can we answer for you guys? Machine big, or is it just a camera angle? No, it's just a camera angle. The machine's got the same form, fit, and factor as like the F1 Ultra and the F2 Ultra, stuff like that. It's not that it's not portable. It's definitely portable. It's just a little bit on the heavy side, in my opinion. But I think the laser technology that's built in there, that's just to be expected. To answer your question on how big the piece of glass is to do, so the inner engraving surface capabilities would be 70 by 70 millimeter, that is. Fest in Shelby, North Carolina. A little far for me, but I would pay it. Especially if that's anything to do with barbecue. I'm all in. Beesman, it just depends. It depends on the squad hosts that they look to have for these. I know that myself doing the F2 Ultra UV this week. Last weekend I did the P3, and then a couple of weekends prior to that I did the apparel printer. Not once or twice. I did a Wednesday and then a Friday. So Xtool is really good about doing these webinars to kind of keep the content flowing. So usually you'll see it probably at least one, if not two, a week. David Early Johnson. So the difference in the lenses, so you have the one that can do the inner surface, which is what we're working with right now, as you can see, it's coming to the end there. And then the other one is the one that can do the surface processing. So the inner surface specifically, is for being able to do those like inner glass cubes, any subsurface engraving, anything that's going to be inside a canine capable glass. So. Okay. Up here. So basically, our cube, we are complete. At this point, I'm going to cut off that AP2 Max. I also have a nice hum in the background. So we are done here, and I'm going to bring my laptop back and put my little lit base in for you guys so you can see. I'm going to grab this one here, and essentially we can set right on our light base there. And I don't know how well you guys can make that out here from the camera specifically. But this is our completed engraving that we just did here. So again, this was with a little bit of a wider dot spacing just for time purposes for you guys here tonight. Still got some really nice quality out of it, even with a wider dot spacing. So we have that. And then, like I said, some of the other ones that I have done here recently of my daughters. So this is going to be my Serafina here. This was from Disney in her Cinderella dress. And there's our side shot. Nice, beautiful depth. These are the ones that take just a little bit longer, just because the point spacing is a little bit tighter together. But the quality that this machine can put out, even in a wider spacing, as you saw there before, is just impeccable. That's my other daughter, Alessia. A nice, beautiful depth there. Okay, I'm gonna bring you guys back with me. Happy to answer any and all questions that you guys may have relating to either the UV or really just any Xtool machine that is out there. So definitely fire them off here in the comments. As you guys had seen there, had a nice, beautiful processing of a inner glass cube. So any questions, fire them off. Also, again, if you're just joining us or you haven't done it yet, definitely scan that QR code. There he is, over there, mirrored camera. Scan that QR code that's over there with your cellular devices, or take a screen cap and open it up in your Photos app. Should be able to read that QR code for you. I want to ask an off-topic question. Go ahead, shoot. Let's hear it. Any questions on the UV? Anything that you guys would like to find out about it? Let's see, too old to do this. I like the name. How often does it need to be recalibrated when swapping the lenses? To be honest with you, this machine was calibrated one time in the very beginning whenever I had initially had gotten it. And I haven't had to recalibrate it since. No, you do not have to recalibrate it every time. Beatsman 209, to answer your question, you can reach out to me privately on that. This is going to be specific to Xtool here. But you can definitely reach out to me. You can utilize my Facebook page, be under Forge and Thread Supply Company. Tabitha, I have the UV. I have not done anything with it yet. Why not? It's a great machine. All right, so just kind of give you guys a quick rundown here of what the current sales look like for Mother's Day, especially when it comes to the UV. Let me kick this graphic off of here for just a moment. So right now, for the machine standalone, they're running $300 off. Again, you can stack my discount code on that. So again, if you use Richard50, that will take another 50 off of the machine here on the US site. And then on the Canadian site, you could use Richard70 to take an additional 70 off. So definitely feel free to take advantage of those codes. It's not very often that you have a code that can actually stack. So we'll actually run down through here real quick. So basically right now, so just a standalone, again, $42.99, can use that stackable discount code. If you're going to do the UV plus the conveyor setup, you're at $47.49, so you're still at $300 off right now. Excuse me. And then if you want to utilize and take advantage of the UV Deluxe bundle, so that'll give you the conveyor, the rotary, and the AP2 air purifier with the machine, you're at $59.59. And again, you can use my stackable discount code. So definitely take advantage of that for sure. Of course, if you want to add on anything specific, oh, wow, okay, this is new here. I didn't see this before. Got canine crystal balls now in Xtool selected materials. I might have to grab myself a couple of those, kind of play around with them. Also, too, definitely take advantage of the add-on Xtool care plans if you would like. It's definitely worth it, in my opinion. So you can actually double your warranty period, plus get accidental damage protections, some additional potential savings. And then if you do need, for any reason, due to a complex hardware failure or high cost repair, get a full machine replacement as well. So definitely make considerations towards this. A couple other additional exclusive offers here. So again, one-time 5% off for teachers, students, veterans, police, and more. You can apply for that right here. I believe that answers the one question about a military discount. They do have a refer a friend program for cash back. Also, too, have a 60-day price guarantee as well. So basically, if you were to make a purchase, we'll say today or within the next couple of days using my stackable code, again, good through May 6th. If that price goes down any further within the next 60 days, you do have that ability to receive either a gift card for Xtool or a direct refund of whatever that price difference is. So again, just going through a couple different things here. So one big thing to keep in mind, guys, with the UV is that this is capable of doing that ultra fine detail all the way down to 0.001 millimeter vector resolution, which is just utterly insane. So you do have that ability there. Again, can do that 2D flat engraving, can do that 3D, the subsurface like we just did. Davita will be posted on Xtool's Facebook page and as well as their YouTube page for rewatch. Dual 48 megapixel cameras that are in there. So again, gives that really nice, beautiful camera shot of that bed, especially when you're working on flat surface or rotary engraving. Conveyor capability gives you that 200 by 500 millimeter. This also does have the ability to do the batch processing. So if you're working with multiple things with the same design, You could toss them on that conveyor. It'll essentially kind of recognize exactly what that material is, its exact placement that's on there, and take care of the engraving that is going on whatever the actual piece is. If it can't recognize it, or if it would reject for any reason, it would just pass that piece off the actual conveyor. But does have that conveying capability. Up to that 15,000 millimeter per second as well. So it has a very high speed, capability depending upon what you're actually working with. So, and then of course the rotary engraving. Michelle is indeed correct with that. So those additional discounts like that would not be stackable with the sales codes that are out there right now. So as you see it, and then with the stackable discount code would currently be the best prices that are out there. Okay. Any other questions on the UV, guys, that I could answer for you? All right, here, if you didn't get the chance to do it, here is your QR code again for the 3 winners chance at the $100 X Tool gift card for the US site, 140 for our friends to the north up in Canada. So you could scan that with your phone. If you're on your phone watching this, take a screen cap on it, open it up in your Photos app. Android or iOS, doesn't make a difference. You should be able to emulate that code and open up what that website is. So definitely take advantage of that. Mark Kuzma, hello from the other side of PA. Hello, hello. You're over in Pittsburgh. Good luck to your Flyers, but I'm rooting for the Hurricanes, bud. Sorry. Laurie, just getting my UV set up today. Awesome. Congratulations to you. Jesse J, does this work well jewelry engraving? I want to be honest with you. I have not tried that yet. I don't want to lie to you and say yes or no. I don't know. Whole transparency and honesty there. All right, guys, here's your stackable discount codes. Again, can you use the code Richard50 for $50 off on the US site. We'll stack with the Mother's Day sales for the machines. And then Richard70 for 70 off on the Canadian site for our friends to the north. So, all right, guys. Well, other than that, definitely had a great evening here with you guys. I know that my streams are a little bit longer, but this one was a shorter one tonight. So we were, again, showcasing the F2 Ultra UV for the Mother's Day sale. We did focus specifically on the inner subsurface engraving. If you want to check out the prior live by Demi that was done earlier this week with the UV, you can find that on Xtool's Facebook page as well as Xtool's YouTube page. Where he did the surface engraving, the cold processing surface engraving on lots and lots of different things. So you can definitely find that there. It was within the last couple of days that Demi had done that for us here. So that was his sector. I took care of the subsurface tonight. So, but again, I appreciate all of you. Thank you for spending your Sunday evening with me. Here again, happy Mother's Day to all of the mothers or soon to be mothers that are out there. Your day is a week away. But we, showcase this for you guys for the Mother's Day sale here this evening. If any of you guys are looking at potentially making this machine purchase for your mother, if you have a mother that's really into this stuff, again, make sure you make note of those discount codes so you have them. Okay. So, other than that, I hope you guys all have a wonderful evening. Again, to all the mothers or soon to be mothers out there, happy Mother's Day. Stay safe, and we will catch you guys on the next one. So, thank you.